Hey there, how is your day going? I think in 2020 a lot of you remember the game called SpongeBob the Battle of Bikini Bottom, and it was really one of the most successful games that year. Well, it sounds funny, but it has something in it that was really very cool, from the remake of 2003 platformer game. THQ Nordic did really very well game there releasing it. 3 years later, the same developer Purple Lamp Studio, with the help of THQ Nordic, provides us with the new SpongeBob game. It's called the Cosmic Shake, and it has some really weird reviews. Some people say it's a step back, some people say it's another great game. Well, so let's look really very closely into that and let's try to understand why is the new SpongeBob game is so criticized from a lot of people. And before we do that, I would like to ask you, if you're not a subscriber of our channel, please do that, because it actually helps a lot to create faster reviews, more detailed reviews, and just to up our level of the content. It's really very helping to us. And now let's go down the bottom, down to Bikini Bottom. Let's go. So the SpongeBob SquarePants Cosmic Shake starts with the SpongeBob and his best friends Patrick causing a commotion as usual. This time they obtain a magical soap that they show off to everyone, which leads to accidentally tearing the space and time, creating 8 different dimensions for them to explore, which already sounds very interesting plot twist to the game, where you would go with the SpongeBob and Patrick to literally investigate the whole world that is completely different. You have so much things that you could create here. Let's see how they realize this process. SpongeBob and Patrick must navigate in these dimensions, engage in platforming, solving puzzles, and fighting monsters, rescuing their friends and ultimately saving the day. The graphics in Cosmic Shake are impressive, to be honest, with outstanding level design and character models and textures, they all making you feel like you're a part of animated movie. For the kids especially, this game will be really perfect because you will literally feel yourself like a part of something that is incredible. However, let's speak about something that the game really fails here. The game lacks diversity in playability that was present in the Battle of Bikini Bottom, where the players could control different characters with different unique abilities and movements. In Cosmic Shake, the problem is there. It's only SpongeBob that is playable, accompanied by a large collection of costumes that don't add any additional effects or change the gameplay. So it feels like there is an easy path was chosen here, where you had a really different kind of ideas going on in the Battle of Bikini Bottom, where here you have only SpongeBob in a different costumes. Well, I feel like we've seen something like this in Spider-Man, but yeah, it's all about Spider-Man there, and it feels like you really want to play only with Spider-Man. Here you want to play, I feel like, with everyone. Well, perhaps maybe for someone this is not a big problem, but it just added something completely different to the game in the past experience. Here, it's a little bit different, and for me, I would say, well, it's a little bit boring. Additionally, the bosses in the Battle of Cosmic Shake are less exciting and epic compared to the previous part. Also, it's not intended to be challenging platformer, some boss fights are too easy and lack the thrill to the previous game. Despite these drawbacks, Cosmic Shake has its own strengths, including the abundance of references and jokes from the show. A lot of good games that really like joking in their styles, especially the animated ones, would really lose to this one, because it has a lot of inside jokes from the episodes, there's something that you feel like nostalgia. The game also has these horrendous lines that are sure to be chuckle. The game feels like a representation of an episode of the show with the similar gags and cutaways. They use the detailed close-up portraits of characters is a highlight, adding a humor of visual appeal of the game. The game's length is legitimately around 10 hours. You can get even more if you would go and create more of like collectible pieces and stuff like that, because there is a lot of collectibles in the game that you can go and challenge yourself to collect, same as in previous game. It's not much to speak here about all of this kind of diversity because the gameplay is completely, well, I feel like a step back for the game. And is it really rightly criticized? I feel like yes, because you would wish yourself with so much of different kind of stories, you could feel that it might be really very fun to find a different dimension monsters from your friends, for example. Or for example, as a good idea, you go in one dimension as Sandy and you realize that there is, well, Wicked Skate SpongeBob there. And it's very interesting to see how would they react, how would they play. You could build so much jokes around it. The concept is great in the game. The graphics is good, it's really very good. But I feel like the story here was a little bit rushed. It seems like the game was made like a base and then like, oh, we can actually send it now because it's a high topic right now. I feel like here we missed a very good game. Maybe with like DLCs and something we could see something interesting here. But I feel like we missed a little bit of something that could be much bigger. It's a good game, yes. Is it a great game? No. Is it a step forward from the previous series? No. And it's sad actually. To summarize, if I would ask me, like, should you play the game? I would tell you yes. Well, you can play it. It provides a lot of fun, laughing, and colorful action experience. It will surely delight to the fans of the series. But it could be much more, and it could be one of the most like iconic games of SpongeBob, possibly. Anyway, if I would give it a rank from, well, from 0 to 10, I would give it something like 6